Cybersecurity is a vast and diverse field. Whether you are setting up a firewall or creating a password policy, your actions impact all levels of an organization, from its technicians to and help desk to the CEO. Cybersecurity also affects every piece of technology in an organization. Mobile phones, servers, and even devices like industrial control systems. A field this expensive and deep can be little intimidating when you first enter it. This is especially true if you are trying to learn about cybersecurity without entering the field. For example, you might be an IT department head who wants to learn more so you can better protect your organization. So this course starts slow. So we will talk about what cybersecurity is and isn't, as well as the difference between white hat and black hat hackers. What is cybersecurity? As at its core, cybersecurity has one driving purpose: to identify cyber threats in an organization, calculate the risk related to those threats, and handle those threats appropriately. Not every threat that a company experiences is unusual that cybersecurity deals with directly. For example, pandemics or physical damage to a building caused by a tornado or flood, of course. In general, cybersecurity uses CEA threat model to determine which threats are under its purview. Some experts debate that merits of adding elements to the traditional trade to contend with the new technologies or priorities within cybersecurity. So, on one element often added is non-repudiation, so which is the idea that when a person or entity does something, there must be specific evidence tying them to that action, so it's impossible for them to deny they did it. Cybersecurity and privacy. In recent years, there has been an emphasis on the relationship between cybersecurity and privacy. In this situation, privacy means the rights and abilities of a person to control how information about them is stored, shared, and used. Although the topic of privacy extends beyond cybersecurity, cybersecurity still plays a huge role in ensuring that an individual's data is secured against malicious use. Cybersecurity is also responsible for many of the controls that allow a company to audit its data use, ensuring that it follows any necessary rules or regulations. Going forward, the protection of user privacy will likely become an increasingly integral part of the cybersecurity field. What cybersecurity isn't? In a field as large as cybersecurity, you are bound to encounter a few distorted ideas about its scope. To mitigate these misconceptions, it's best to discuss what cybersecurity isn't. Doing so will help define the field and what it actually means to do cybersecurity. First, cybersecurity isn't synonymous with hacking. So the media would have you believe that all cybersecurity professionals do is click away at a keyboard trying to break into system. Although penetration testing, the act of attempting to break into a system you are authorized to attack, such as your own or clients, to discover vulnerabilities from an attacker's perspective, is a part of cybersecurity. It's but one section of the field. So a vulnerability is a flaw in a system, including how it's set up or how people use it. For example, having an error in a system's code can cause a vulnerability. So attackers create exploits to take advantage of vulnerabilities. But just because you don't know how to execute an exploit using a flaw in a computer's memory doesn't mean you can't be an expert in setting up and maintaining firewalls. So this means that you don't need to understand how every hacking tool works or exactly what the latest exploit does to contribute to the cybersecurity industry. Second, cybersecurity isn't switching flipping. So some people use the term switch flipping to describe what they think system engineers or other IT professionals do. They just flip switches or configure systems without understanding the underlying processes that make a system work. It's true that configuring a system to be secure is vitally important to cybersecurity, but securing a system can't necessarily be done by following a checklist. It requires looking at the entire system, noting how every component interacts not only with the other components but also with the other systems to fully understand how to secure a system. In addition, professionals need deliberation and critical thinking skills to know how to secure a system in situations where it's impossible to apply best practices. Third, the cybersecurity doesn't only require technical skills. Just as important as technical knowledge is the ability to translate that information into tips and resources that everyone can understand when professionals give presentations or write reports. Cybersecurity professionals work with every department in an organization, which means their interpersonal communication skills are essential. The only way your organization will become more secure is if everyone understands their role in maintaining security, which means you must communicate that role effectively.